Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations unto the 144,000 out there. Alright, this is Brother Kyle here, back with another lesson, Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai be edifying. Right, it's not going to be a long lesson. It's just something that came in the spirit because thinking about how Jake mine is these days, right? Even the ones who, well, I won't say the ones in the truth, but let me say the ones who is now learning, they have a proud way of asking certain questions, like if, them how to get the answer for why the Lord doing these things, like the Lord have to answer them in this kind of manner, and I mean that's going off, because though it's not wrong to have questions and ask certain questions, whatever it is, but you had to have humility with it, because I mean, at the end of the day, even those of us who in the truth a while, and not to mention the elders and the apostles who've been in the truth way longer, right? Of course, they would still have questions, certain things, but most of the questions that we may have now is not relevant to our salvation. You understand? Because the Lord gave us everything that we need to acquire salvation. And that's supposed to be the first step, right? So the first step is what we had to aim for right now, which is the salvation. And then when we gain the salvation is where we go move to the next step, right? Which is learning everything else. You understand? Because when we get the new bodies and all these things, you understand? Remember, all the nations going to be coming to us for advice and what to do and all these things. We're going to have all the wisdom. You understand? We could watch a field, a grass, and automatically know how much blade of grass you will see. How much blade of grass on that field. But as of right now, it's not relevant to our salvation, right? But at the same time, you have to be mindful of the way you ask certain questions, because pride is a hell of a thing. You understand? Pride is a hell of a thing, as the scripture say, right? Pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall, right? So let's get into this here now. This is Proverbs 16:4. It said, the Lord had made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil, right? So the Lord make everything for himself. You understand? So however he chooses to make it is up to him, right? Because I always use this analogy, right? Though it may seem silly to some people, but when they watch it from a spiritual sense, you understand? Because I mean, when you was a kid, right, and you had your toys, your action figures or whatever it is, or even as a woman, you had your dollies and you had your dolly house or whatever it is, right? Remember, they are your characters, and you creating your own storyline. Because even as a kid, you have a wild imagination, right? So you coming up with your own storyline, everything, and how you want this to go. Of course, it wouldn't be as perfect as the Lord own, right? But it's like a story where you tell yourself, all right, you have your favorite doll, right, or your favorite action figure, right, which in this case for the Lord it would be the Israelites, right? And you will see it in the movies every day. You understand? It does start off good, right? Then it had the problem, and then it had the solution. You understand? So for us, it starts off good, we're in the garden. Then the problem is from since back then all the way to now, and then the solution is us in the kingdom. You understand? Because everything fixed. Same thing when you're playing your dolly house or whatever it is, right? You play with your action figures thing, you had this hero, like say you're Superman, whatever it is, Superman's strong, you want Superman to beat up all these people, but you want to make it interesting, so you have the villain beating up Superman or whatever it is, thing. Then Superman come out on top and mash up everybody. That's the imagination you have in your head as a kid, right? But at the end of the day, what is the key part? You understand? You won't hear none of your action figures coming back to ask you why I must be the villain, or why I this or why I that. You understand? Or why you make me do this. It's because it's your action figure. You have complete control over those things and what you want them to do and how you want them to do it. You understand? So it's the same thing with us, right? We dealing with the Almighty here, so of course he don't have to hold us by his hand and move us around like that. You understand? But it goes to show that he's the ultimate power, right? So which leads me to the next part where it's even the wicked for the day of evil. So when he even created the evil, the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, right? It's for a purpose, for his storyline. You understand? He never created everybody to do the same thing. Everybody have their own lot. You understand? Which also leads me to here. But give me a sec. Alright, this is Isaiah 45:5. It says, I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. Right? That they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west, and there is none beside me. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. You understand? So the Lord making it clear and known that he's the only most high out there, the only power, the only great power out there. You understand? Because in other religions, there's so much other gods. Not to mention Islam, there are so much gods, right? And all these other gods, first to begin with, in these other religions are idols. They are false god, right? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is the only power out there, right? So that's the first thing. So going down more, right? In verse 7 it say, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and I create evil. I, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, do all these things, right? So the Lord is the one who do all these things. We just read in Proverbs 16:4 that the Lord even created the wicked for the day of evil. You understand? So that just goes to show, right? It wasn't a mistake, right? As Christian will teach you that, why he created the devil if he know you're going to turn on him and all them sort of thing. No. The devil didn't turn on the Lord first to begin, and then secondly, right? This is exactly what the Lord wanted. You understand? The devil is an angel on the left hand side, created to do the works on the left hand side, which the Lord deemed necessary, in his storyline. You understand? So let's read down some more to actually clarify some points as well, right? Verse 8 to say, drop down ye heavens from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it, right? So the Lord showing you a certain magnitude of his power, right? Then he says this. He said, woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, what makest thou? Or thy work he had no hands? Yeah. So why are you questioning the Lord? Right? Let's look at the translation for this as well. Right? Because it makes no sense you questioning the Lord, and he's the one that created you, to do his will. Right? It say what sorrow. This is the NLT, right? It say what sorrow awaits those who argue with their creator. Right? You hear that? What sorrow awaits you? You understand? Because you question that causes so much unbelief, right? Like this girl that I did a video on, right, which on TikTok name, the devil's daughter, I believe, right? She has so much questions that she does ask, but she's asked it in this prideful way, right? Because she despises Christians, right? Which is the only part that I could agree with her with, because there's so much questions she asks that could literally cut Christianity. You understand? But the fact that she still do believe on the Lord, right? Saying she will spit on it in his face and all these things. You understand? This is the thing, right? So sorrow awaits who argue with the creator. Because she says she have questions and saying how he better answer for all of them. You understand? Like, who the fuck is you? Right? Who is you? Like, this scripture I'm gonna bring out soon is why is earth and ashes proud? You understand? It deal with mainly with Esau, but we could use it in this context as well, because bro, really? First to begin is a woman, right? That alone will fuck you up. You understand? And then on top of that is just a mere mortal. You understand? You stand up there on a camera, proud as hell, questioning the Lord. Like he have to answer you. But anyways, let's continue. It say, does a clay pot argue with its maker? Does the clay dispute with the one who shapes it, saying, stop, you're doing it wrong? Does the pot exclaim, how clumsy can you be? Of course not. So this is the same demonstration I was given with your action figures and whatnot, right? Because your action figure is not going to stop to say, hey, I don't want to fight he, I want to fight he. You understand? I don't want to be the villain, I want to be the hero. You understand? Your toys would never turn around and tell you them thing. So for us now, and then not to mention is mainly Jake does be fighting for the evil. You supposed to be glad, right? You're supposed to be glad first and foremost that you is actually children of the Most High. You understand? But here it is, you don't want to accept it because the he does not accept it. Really? Really? Hey, scripture really see my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You understand? And then you're gonna sit there and question why the Lord in why the Lord not dealing with these heathens and them. You understand? Well, you just showing now that the Lord not dealing with you. You understand? So I read verse 10. It said, woe unto him that said unto his father, what begettest thou? Or to the woman, what hast thou brought forth? Right? So now you use the question your mother and father and say, so why you break me into the world? Because there have a lot of jigs that say that, I never asked to be brought into the world. I never asked to be born and all this sort of thing. It's not up to you. You understand? Your Lord used those two vessels, your mother and your father, to bring forth you. You understand? Now matter if you choose to be born. How the fuck you go have a choice if if it wasn't even alive? Really? And as I said before, it's not up to you. It's up to the Father. So whether you want to be alive or not, it's not up to you. It's not even your life. You understand? The Lord is the one that gave you that. You understand? You were made to serve him, but yet still you going off on your own vain opinions and vanity. You understand? So you basically set for destruction. Right? So let's go now here. Right? Just have two more to close off. Right? This is Romans 9 and 18. It said, therefore had he, who is he? Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. Right? It said, therefore had he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden it. Right? It said, thou wilt say then unto me, why do ye, Salakia, why doeth he yet find fault? For who had resisted his will? You understand? So if you find fault with the Lord, right, you could resist his will? Of course not. Because really and truly, if you bugging out, that's really because the Lord wanted you to bug out. You understand? And that is a frightening thing. A very, very fearful thing. You understand? It's a nay, O man, who art thou that replies against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Yeah. Same thing I just said. Right? You was brought into this world for a purpose, and you had the audacity to say, oh, I never asked to be born. That is not up to you. You understand? It's not even your life to begin with, contrary to what you actually believe. Because a lot of people say, it's my life, I could do what I want. It's not your life. You understand? Your life was lent unto you. Right? Verse 21 says, had not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another vessel unto dishonor? Now this mainly talk about Jacob and Esau, but you could use it in this context as well, because I mean, as again from the first scripture, right? The wicked was created for the day of evil. You understand? So that's to show you how powerful the Lord is, right? From one lump, right? You split that in two and say, alright, this one is for honor and this one is for dishonor. You understand? And that's how it works with the Lord, because he has the power to do that. You understand? It's like the same thing with the action figures again, right? The villain and the hero make out of the same material. You understand? But when you play with the action figures, you're setting this one as a hero and you're setting this one as a villain. Simple. You understand? It's not rocket science. So now in verse 22, it says, what if the Most High, willing to shew his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? Right? So you see, so the Lord basically saying, if I created the wicked, right, just to be able to show my power, what's wrong with that? You understand? Because really and truly, what wrong with that? You understand? It's not like the Lord can't remake you. He's not gonna remake Esau Edom because after that 1,000 years they're gone. But I mean, come on. You understand? Because in this next scripture I'm gonna read, right? When they jump down in the verse, it speaks about the other nations are nothing. You understand? So the only nation the Lord really care about is Israel. You understand? And Esau, which is the wicked, again going back to the first scripture, was created for the day of evil. They were literally created to be destroyed. You understand? Because nobody gonna miss that nation when they go on, you know. Because that nation is the cause of this whole thing. You understand? To this day, we'll look at homos walking around. You understand? And if you frown upon it, you know, they want to cast you in jail. That's unrighteous dealings. You understand? That's what the scripture saying in Isaiah 10:1, who wanted that decree unrighteous decrees. You understand? Which will means destruction. So they need to be destroyed. You understand? Because they are the complete opposite of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? So the Lord created them, right, to be that perfect example, to show his might. You understand? So hey, you can't sit there and question the Lord as if you know you have power to stand against the Lord. Of course not. You understand? So let's get the last precept here. Isaiah 40:12. Right? It says, who had measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and who meted out heaven with the span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales, and the hills in a balance. Right? It says, who had directed the Spirit of the Lord, or being his counselor, had taught him. Right? Who counsel the Lord? The Lord have a counselor? Of course not. He is the most high. He created wisdom. You understand? So if you don't understand something, it's because you don't have the understanding. Right? The Lord knows everything. You understand? He's the all-knowing. Right? The scripture call him the omnipotent. You understand? He all-powerful. Because I mean, all throughout your life you hear people say the Almighty, all these things. Right? He literally is the Almighty, controlling both good and bad. This is his movie, this is his storyline. However it goes, it's how you want it to go. So when you think when you see people like the wicked, the Esau Edom doing all these wicked things, right, it's because the Lord want them to do it. You understand? So he could show his power. You understand? Because when you go back to the same Romans 9, right, and you read the verse above that I started from, which is verse 17, you see, for the scripture, it's slack here, for the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up. What was that purpose? Right? It said that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be clear throughout the earth. And up to this day, we know about the salvation that came out of Egypt, right? That happened in Egypt. Of course we do. That is one of the most popular stories. You understand? And the Lord speak about that this salvation here now gonna be so great that salvation that happened in Egypt gonna be forgotten. You understand? Because the level of wickedness the Lord allowing this devil to reach to, right, is all the more reason for him to show his power. You understand? And then on top of that, you're gonna make those devils rebuild our kingdom, right, and then wipe them out. You understand? And that will serve as a purpose of a reminder to all the other nations that if you play mad, the same fate awaits you. Right? And not gonna strike fear into the hearts of these same heathens and them. You understand? Because Israel, when they're in the kingdom, they're gonna have that spirit of the Lord on them anyway. We're not gonna be prone to sin. You understand? We wouldn't be capable of sinning. You understand? The Lord say you're gonna be write it in our inward parts. You understand? Meaning we're gonna be living walking Bibles then. You understand? So hey, that is pretty much it. And I was gonna get earth and ashes. Let me see if I get quite quick. Alright, so I'll just read this quick and close out. It say, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul to seal, because while he liveth he casteth away his bowels. Right, as I said, this more dealing with Esau Edom. You understand? But it's really the main part that I wanted to get at was the first point, right? Why is earth and ashes proud? You understand? Because at the end of the day, all of us is earth and ashes. You understand? For the proud is really Esau Edom, the wicked, right? But it's also could tie in to cheek, right? With the million questions in this kind of proud manner. You understand? Because at the end of the day, as John 8 and 44 say, right? They say, ye of your father the devil, right? They baptized with Esau's spirit. So it's natural for Jake to come with this proud, this proud way of asking and questioning the Lord, like if like you authorize to get an answer. You understand? No. Right? But hey, I hope this lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Till next time, Shalom.